you say something and you can't say it to that person's face, best practice, then don't say it. That goes a long way.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how big Boston is a big town, but it's not a small town.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's a
exactly.
very small city. Very small city. It's kind of like parochial in that way.
Hmm.
um, all right. So Gabby, what was in teaching? We call it the teachable moment, aka mistake. What would you say your biggest mistake was in your career, if you can think of one? Maybe you didn't have any. I don't know. You've done so well.
Yeah,
And like,
that's an interesting one. I don't know if I've actually, because everything that I've done has led me to become the person that I am. So I don't know if I've actually could say there's been a mistake, because I've always kind of leveraged that to kind of make a change. So I would say one of the things is I was going down a path and I realized I wasn't happy and it wasn't a good fit. And it took a lot of courage then to kind of make that switch. Um, so, just maybe like, I think that's kind of how I would answer that question. Just kind of listening to yourself and not being afraid to don't underestimate yourself. And even if you're scared, sometimes you just have to jump off that cliff and try it. So that kind of led me to move to a new city and then try teaching and then, again, switch careers. And this seems to be the best fit for me. But so I wouldn't say there's one major mistake, because I've just kind of always rolled with the punches and gone with the flow, which is helpful.
yeah, it certainly is. But in that business, anyway, there's a lot of ups and
Yeah.
downs. So if you don't learn how to roll, you're gonna fall off the roller coaster. It's not gonna be good.
And it's
Um,
okay, as long as you learn from the experience, then you become a better person. But if something negative happens and then you just make the same mistake again, well, then that's something you really need to kind of
take a
look
look
at.
at.
And exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's really good. I mean, that's really, I think, smart. Smart. It's really wise perspective to have. Keep learning from everything and listen to that voice. Like make that jump. Was there a catalyst to that jump you made, or was it your own voice saying, you know what, it's time?
It was my own voice. It was my own voice realizing, okay, you create your own destiny. So if you're not happy and you continue going down this path, it's not going to get any better. It's probably only going to get worse. So I had to kind of look inside and take note of what was going to make me happy. And then I made a change. And it's worked
Well,
out
one of the things,
very well.
yeah, I mean, it worked out really well. Look where you are today, amazing. But one of the things I notice about you and knowing you is that you do speak to other people. You don't necessarily give specifics, like you said. You can't really talk about things that are sensitive, but you hear
Hmm.
your voice through other people. Like you will speak to other people and get like a sounding board, and then maybe come back and say, okay, you know what? Yeah, I need to do that. But you're really good
Hmm.
about that. Like that's something I think that people need to do more of today in the day of technology with texting. It's not always the same. Like when you're texting someone and then when you're actually speaking out loud, energy into the universe, saying it.
I I agree. And sometimes, it takes a lot of time and effort to kind of maintain relationships and friendships. You know, Schedule a coffee with someone that you admire. Talk to an old friend that might have a totally different perspective on life. But once you start talking, it is helpful, and you can gain some insight that you may not have, or a point of view, or an idea. And I agree. I think that is very important.
Yeah, I just noticed that about you. Like you reach out, and yeah, I admire that, and I'm inspired by that, and I think it's super cool. So I guess my I have a lot of curiosity around how you got from being a kick-ass high-end real estate agent working for Campion to the luxury space, to working selling into One Dalton and all of that. How did that transpire?
So, I've been with the company a long time, and the firm, actually, it was time where I was needing to or wanting to transition from being on the team to kind of having my own business within the company. And so this new project, the new Four Seasons, was slated to be built in Boston, and they were choosing an on-site sales team. Our company ended up getting the contract. We were awarded the contract. So I put my hat in the ring and I said I would like to be considered from this position, and I ended up interviewing, and then I did get it. But I've always been in the luxury sector, which was very helpful as far as knowing how to talk the talk, walk the walk, and know the inventory. So that was something that I was able to leverage in the interview.
Yeah, I mean, so cool. What a cool experience to be involved in something from the ground up like that.
I've learned so much. It's a beautiful project. We're starting to move our owners in, and I mean, the views are just spectacular. It's changed the skyline. So I'm very proud to be part of that. And eventually that will come to an end, but
not right now, not yet. Let's relish in
not
the
yet
story right now. What's the number one thing you've learned from your clients in this space?
That I've learned from my clients?
Yeah.
Or
from working in this space, like in this particular.
Right. I would say, I would have to say success isn't going to happen overnight. I think persistence is really important in this industry. And what else? There's so many things, but let me see. I would think like I would probably have to say, treat everybody with respect, because again, you never know who you're speaking with. There are times where the person comes dressed to the nine happens to be a fake buyer. Then there's the person that comes in, it looks like they may not have two nickels to rub together, and they turn out to be millionaires. So never judge a book by its cover. I think that's a really important thing to, for this particular industry. And again, just treat everyone with respect, because everyone's time is valuable, and you have to.
Time is money, baby.
Exactly.
Time is money, especially in that luxury space. Okay, so we got to wrap up. I ask all my guests this question. It's very important question. And what is the one piece of advice you would give to yourself if you were starting again?
Let's see. I would say believe in yourself. The 3 P's are really important: patience, persistence, and a winning personality, and you will go far.
That is fab. Patience,
persistence,
and a winning personality. That is you. That is so you. That should be like a sorority.
Will you join?
Yes. I don't know if I would qualify. No. Yes, absolutely, sister. I'm in. That is fantastic. Love that. So,
I hope this was helpful.
Advice. Oh, it was such good advice. It's so great to be inspired by you and hear about your success, and just to have you relish in your own glory, because you don't do enough of it yourself, because you're so humble, and that's a beautiful trait also. What's the best way for our listeners to get in touch with you?
I could give a personal email and then a cell phone number, which anyone can text on. I get that all the time, and I'm always available. So if you'd like to text, the cell phone number would be 617-447-5350. And if they'd like to get in touch via email, that's no problem. It's a little bit long, so I will go slow. The email address is ggualiano@gmail. So G is in George, another G, UAGLIANO@gmail.com.
Beautiful. That's her gorgeous maiden name. I'm going to repeat it for them. And also, listeners, go to my website, supergirls.com. That's 2 L's, the second L for love, to find your gift for today's show, the roadmap to finding your best asset, 10 questions to check yourself, as inspired by Gabby Barron herself. And I want to thank you, Miss Gabby, for being with us today. Again, you're amazing. All the way
Absolutely my pleasure.
so
Always
much.
wonderful to hear you and support women.
Yes, we have to support women. We have to support each other. We have to mentor each other. It's the only way. Her email, again, is gguagliano@gmail.com. That will also be on my website, but it's gguagliano@gmail. And her number, 617-447-5350. Blow up her phone. She will be super helpful to anyone. She's amazing like that. And don't forget the 3 P's. Patience, persistence, personality. Get out there, make it happen. Be friends with your dragons. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Good luck, everybody.